Hello, Internet. Hopefully my intro has whet your appetite for what's to come. I won't be showing any boring motorway footage, don't worry. Just the good stuff. The first leg of my solo French Alps trip takes me from my home in East Yorkshire to the Channel Tunnel in Folkestone. Then once in France, from Calais to St. Quentin, a ride of approximately 370 miles. Luckily, this time my shuttle crossing was on time and trouble-free. With good weather and only petrol stops, I arrive at the B&B at 6 p.m. Time to chill, ready for another day's ride tomorrow. After another long day of 436 miles motorway riding, I arrive at my base camp, Aix-les-Bains. That's 2 boring days travel out of the way. Excited for tomorrow now. Day 3 is the start of the good stuff. My first destination in the Alps will be Col de Lautaret, the highest paved pass in the area, with an elevation of 2,770 meters above sea level. Close to the Italian border, look for the D902 roadway. An hour into my ride through the countryside and I've already encountered a few road closures. Bear this in mind when you are at the planning stage of your trips, as some closures have a short detour, while others can put quite some time onto your day's ride. But let's be honest, when the roads and views are this good, who cares? This is my first solo week away. I've ridden solo weekends before, but never a full week. Definitely a mixed bag of excitement and slight nervousness. The type of roads you dream about riding all day. And here I was. Getting close now. I can see Lautaret in the distance. Can feel a slight drop in the temperature also. That's the beauty of this area. There is just stunning scenery in every direction. Imagine waking up to that view every morning. Plenty of tunnels in the area for all you aftermarket exhaust guys. Don't really know why, but I love these balcony tunnels. Here we are, the start of Col de l'Iseron. The first of many stops. Spent 10 minutes here just trying to take it all in. This mountain range is absolutely breathtaking. I'm hoping the footage does it justice. Of course, sticker bombing had to be done. Time for some 360-degree footage of the ride up to the summit. Coming up on my channel next month will be a trip to the Picos de Europa mountains in Spain. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. My main brief when planning for this trip was that I wanted to be able to stop as much or little as I wanted. I did a guided tour last year for the first time. And as much as I loved it, the one downside was that we only stopped when the tour guide decided. During the riding, I saw loads of places I would have loved to have stopped. I know it's hard to please everyone when you have 6 individual riders in a group, so I fully understand. And, although I'm not saying I'll never go on a guided tour again, I definitely want to experience the freedom that a solo tour provides. This, and all my other videos, are mainly done as a memory for myself to look back on. But if others watch and it encourages them to go explore places like this, as other YouTube videos did for me, happy days. approaching the summit now, and the temperature has definitely dropped. Not a bad thing though, as temperature has been 30 degrees over the last few days. Here we are. Now, to try get a photo next to the sign. Took a photo of that guy and his friend. Now time for him to return the favor. It's late afternoon now, so time to head back as I still have a couple of hours ride back to the digs. Check out the writing on the floor, left over from the Tour de France that has used this mountain range 5 times in its history. After yesterday's mountain pass, I've decided to do some exploring of the countryside around where I'm staying. I soon found that it's not just the mountains that are breathtaking. It wasn't long before I found myself heading up another mountain, albeit a much smaller one than most in the area. After miles of tree-covered switchbacks, I stumbled into this stunning viewpoint. I'd planned my trip so that most of my exploring would be done midweek. And this really worked for me. Most of the time, I honestly felt like I had the roads totally to myself. Although I planned a route for today to take in some viewpoints, in between those my plan was to be flexible. If my route said turn left, but the path to the right looked more interesting, I took it.
It's new to me, this bike. I've only had it a couple of months and this is my first trip away on it. I love it, but it is a heavy bitch. And on uneven ground, I've nearly dropped it so many times. So this is day 5 of my French Alps trip. It's been a mixed bag, my trip. I've absolutely loved it. I've been using Galiber on that screen there. I've used it in the past for a trip to Scotland, no issues. But this trip, for some reason, one, it was a nightmare transferring the files, GPX, from the Galiber app to my route app, and then from that to the Garmin. So it's a bit of a faff, to be fair. But it was even more so over here. I'd pre-planned the routes, but I was transferring them the night before. And yeah, whether it was a crap signal or just technical issues, I don't know, but it was a nightmare. I lost an hour one morning just trying to transfer from my route app onto the Garmin. It just wasn't having it. So yeah, it's been a bit of a disappointment, and in the past I've absolutely raved about Galiber. Another thing that's really bugged me is, as you can see, I've got the two screens because my BM is a 17 plate, so it didn't come with the TFT screen, just the analog one. And being a bit of a tech geek, I like to have shiny things, so I decided to go for the Chiggy. So the top one's the Chiggy, which is great. And normally, if I just flick the scroll wonder wheel, normally I have it on that screen, which is great. It shows you what gear you're in, your revs, speed, fuel range. It's great. I love that screen. So normally I just have that on when I'm at home, and then the analog down below. But coming away, my plan was to use Galiber for my sat nav and have that screen as normal, same as back home. But because of the issues I've had with Galiber, I've had to revert back to Google Maps. Yesterday was a prime example. I spent the full day going on some right twisty little roads through forests, mountain passes. Absolutely loved it. Had a great day, but, and the big but is, I'd planned the route on Galiber and there was some highlighted scenery, you know, like a little mountain pass, a lake that you could ride alongside, allegedly. So I planned my route for twisties, knowing it'd take me quite a while because I was doing twisty routes, but I used the highlighted options that it gave you when planning. So I set off. It wasn't till got to about, from setting off at 9 o'clock in the morning, got to about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I hadn't come across any of these highlighted sites. So, you know, when you're like, I know what's gone on here. Galiber highlights a site you know, a viewpoint or something along the route you've planned, but it's not guaranteed to be on that route. It's possibly a mile or two away from that planned route. Yeah, really good day, but I didn't, as I say, I didn't see the three main sites that I'd chose that route for. So that disappointed me. I was gutted. Although I'd still had a good day, I was gutted that I didn't get to see the points that had been highlighted to me by Galiber. So just bear that in mind. If you plan a route and it gives you some highlights, look at that view. Wow. Get the GoPro on for that. Just bear in mind, just do a little bit more investigation and make sure that that site you want to see is actually on that route that it's planned for you. Look at that. I hope this is recording. So yeah, things to take on board for next trip. I'll turn this off. But all that aside, how can you not have a good time when you're somewhere like this, regardless of what route you take? Absolutely stunning. Took me 2 days to get here, and then I've spent, this is my 3rd day, just riding around this. Absolutely breathtaking. And yeah, it's taught me some things that I'll take on board for when I go away again. Hopefully the Picos Mountains in September. But my first solo trip as well. Used to ride with a few guys, but they've all sold their bikes for various reasons. I'll turn that GoPro off. So yeah, first big solo trip, but I've absolutely loved it. My biggest concern was being on the night, you know, not being able to have a drink with your buddies and talk about the day. But in all honesty, I've been riding that much. By the time I get back to my digs, it's 7 o'clock on a night. Quick shower and a quick beer or two, and I'm knackered anyway. I'm ready for bed. So just sit in my little beer garden and have a look at the footage I've got throughout the day, and then it's to bed, up and early for the next one. So yeah, I've been all right, to be honest. Been all right. Right, I'm gonna get off now. Hopefully this is all recorded, and get the drone up, I think.
Absolutely made up to find a souvenir shop out here that sold stickers. Promptly added 2 new ones to my top box collection. So here we are. The Routes des Grands Cols, translated into English, Route of the High Passes. It took 2 days long riding to get to this part of the world. Was it worth it? Absolutely it was. I'm really struggling to put into words what riding these roads with this amazing backdrop feels like. Couldn't take long at this sign as loads of people around waiting, so jumped off, took the picture, then back on. Time to let the stunning scenery do the talking for the next few minutes. Enjoy. And with that stunning view, my time in the French Alps drew to a close. I decided that I would make the journey home all in one day tomorrow, so motorway and tolls would be the necessary evil of the day. The next day, after 14 hours and 756 miles in the saddle, I arrived home. I'll definitely return at some point to this amazing part of the world. Until then, I hope you've enjoyed my video memory.